This week on the Pete the Planner Show, more of your money questions answered. Nicole joins me as always. Hello, producer Nicole.
Hello, Pete the Planner.
I'm trying to figure out how many times I hit the table between the dramatic, your money questions answered. But then like that time, okay, so here's what we got this week. Let's start with a classic sandwich generation question. As always, if you want to email me, get your question answered on the air, email Ask Pete. That's A-S-K, Pete. And by the way, when you spell Pete, don't spell it like a Starbucks barista did this week. P-E-E-T. I liked how that, like if you're watching on PeteThePlanner.tv right now, you just got to see the audio. So that's great. So don't spell it P-E-E-T, it's P-E-T-E. A-S-K-P-E-T-E at PeteThePlanner.com. Here we go. First question. Pete, my husband and I are 58 and 62 years old and make $125,000 in combined income. Our parents are getting older. You know what? Here's the thing. That's how it works. And in poor health. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, and do not have much in savings. We have $535,000 in our 401ks, no debt, and $125,000 remaining in our mortgage. What is the likelihood of us retiring on time and still helping our parents? Signed, Galena. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so when I say sandwich generation, here's what I mean. You're an adult, like you're 58 or 62, and you're sandwiched between your parents, who are still living, and your adult children. Now, I don't know that these people have adult children. In fact, they didn't even mention whether they have children or not, which is a good thing, because if they did and their adult children are a factor in their financial life, then they truly are sandwiched between the financial needs of their parents and the financial needs of their children. So this problem is not nearly as bad as it could be. Okay, here's where we're going to go with this. We're going to separate this question into two distinct areas. Number one, the desire to potentially help an adult parent, as opposed to a child parent, which, Nicole, that's not what this show is about.
Not this time.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Let's not do that. The next thing we're going to tackle is what does this person's financial situation actually look like? Because let's start there. Because, all right, Nicole, I'm going to put this to you.
To me,
$535,000, that's $500,000. Seems like a lot of money.
$500,000 does.
$500,000, half a stack.
Ooh.
I think a stack's 10,000 though. Is that what a stack is?
I don't know, because a band is 1,000.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, bands will make them dance?
Yes.
I'm going to Google stack and see what it is. Oh, I should have, what's the, Urban Dictionary. Hold on, guys. This is important. I know you're here for the financial information, but you're also here for slang. Oh, a stack means 1,000.
Oh, then what's a band?
Oh, boy.
100?
I don't know. Never mind. Okay, let's move on. So here's the issue. $500,000 sounds like a lot of money.
Yeah.
It really does. However, depending on how your retirement plan looks, your income plan in retirement, $500,000 may only account for about $20,000 a year of income. You know what I mean, Nicole?
My eyes just got really big.
So that's what's so crazy about it. Like, Nicole, you sit there and I say, all right, you have $500,000 and you're going to draw on it over time. It's going to pay you. I mean, just saying it like that, it seems like there should be a lot more than $20,000 worth of income.
Right, because, when you say that there's $500,000, that sounds like that's so much more money than when you equate it to what it really is.
Right. And here's the issue. The issue is, especially if you retire in your mid-60s, we have to plan as though that $500,000 has to last you with relative certainty, almost absolute certainty, 30 years. Right?
Yeah.
You could say, well, I don't think I'm going to live that long. Okay, let's say you're wrong. Like, are you willing to be wrong? Are you willing to go, oops, I'm too old now and I'm out of money? It's just so like a good financial advisor would never let you do that. So when you look at this person has $535,000 right now at age 58, or her husband's 62, or she's 62 and he's 58, no one knows. $535,000 when they're making $125,000 a year right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and how awkward too. Like to be like, well, I outlived myself.
Yeah, it's that's the thing I like to say is like if you lose a bet because you live too long, it's a bad bet. It's a
That's a
bad
bad
bet.
bet.
Like we get that all the time with people in their 30s and 40s and 50s that are like, my dad died young. I just don't think I'm going to live that long. It's like, okay, cool, all right. Let's say you're wrong. You lose.
In so many ways.
If you live, you lose. Bad deal.
Yeah. And if you're living, you should be winning. You know?
Oh my gosh, I believe Charlie Sheen said that.
Hashtag winning.
If you're living, you should be winning. Is that what you said? Can we get shirts?
Absolutely.
All right. Anyway, $535,000. Again, sounds like a lot of money. And people listening right now who are 58 and 62 years old. Well, here's the statistics. The average person listening right now does not have $535,000. They have a lot less. So when I'm sitting here going, it's not that much money, I don't mean that to be like I'm a jerk and I'm judging. I mean it. I know the math, and the math suggests that to have a sustained stream of income that doesn't go down, because that's what a lot of people do. They say, well, we'll start out taking out more and then decrease over time. Yeah, because people love pay decreases. Nicole, I have a new strategy for you and your career and your pay here at Pete the Planner headquarters.
You do.
You ready for it?
I don't think so.
Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a raise right now,
Cool.
like 10 grand. And then we can stay at that pay for a couple years. And then I'm just going to decrease it after that.
Pete, it has been lovely working for you.
See, okay, so in retirement, you can't quit. You can't quit. So I guess the underlying issue for this person is at age 58 and 62, with $125,000 a year of income, if they try to get the 62-year-old to 67, which is 5 years from now, then the 58-year-old would be 63. That means they have 5 years of growth and contributions to get that 535 higher and higher and higher and higher. And by the way, $20,000 is what, $1,600 a month of income? Ideally, you're at least getting it to $2,000 a month of income. Then you're going to have Social Security on either side. You might get that to $5,500, $6,000 a month of income. And the tax equivalent of that, because you've paid tax on your $125,000, you might be getting closer. But I think the bigger point is this, because the question is, what is the likelihood of us retiring on time and still helping our parents? If you're defining on time as the person who is 67 retiring, or the oldest person being 67 retiring, and then you want to help your parents, Nicole, I think you might know the answer to that one. No. You're not going to be able to help your parents. But let's make a point of distinction here. There's ways you can help a person who's struggling financially. You can help them financially, and you can also help them with their money in a non-financial way. Well, what does that mean? It means that I don't think the emailer here, and I will talk to you, dear emailer, I don't believe you have the assets or the projected income to either periodically or one time or regularly financially assist your parents. However, you may be able to take them into your home. You may be able to help them better manage whatever funds they have. You may help them file for social services. But this is a classic situation of if you try to help your adult parents financially with your money, it's not going to end well. Now, you can do it while you're working. That's the tough part. Since you got more money working than you're going to have when you retire. And you can help your parents financially when you're working. But the second you retire, you will not have the income to do it. The answers aren't always fun here, Nicole.
No.
Isn't that like you're young? We've established this. Oh, I don't know. Every time we have a conversation, and I know you don't think of us financially assisting your parents at this point in your life, right?
No, and I think part of that comes with too is my parents have always been financially responsible in a way that's never even crossed my mind that would have to be one of my duties one day is to support them.
Let me ruin your Cheerios here for a second.
Please.
What if they get in a tough financial situation by no part of their own or by no fault of their own 40 years from now, when you're of pre-retirement age. That's the situation we're dealing with. We don't know that these people made a huge mistake. We just know that they're in a jam. And I think that's why when I say you don't think about this, it's not because you trust them and they've made good decisions. It's just you can't imagine why a situation goes from fine to not fine. And especially projecting yourself forward 40 years, I think a lot of Americans find themselves in that jam, that sandwich generation, not only being there to try to help an adult parent or parent, and being there to help adult children or children. So there's your answer. You're not going to probably be able to help your parents, and you could possibly retire on time.